Murky Trout log, July 1st, 2026 at approximately 21:40. What a day today's been, man. What a day today's been. I had a really rough day at work. It was a busy day. It was one of those days where you get slammed, but you go into the day thinking it's just be a normal day, and then one thing comes up, then another thing, and it just turned out to just be a really busy day. After work, we had planned to go to Dave and Buster's, so we did that and promised my son that we'd be doing that for a couple of months. And this week, we were finally like, you know what? Wednesday, we're gonna go to Dave and Buster's after work. And of course, also this week, there's a huge heat wave that came in. During all this, it's 100 degrees and all that, and horrible. My AC hasn't stopped running today. And throughout this entire day, just my brain has been so scatterbrained because the biggest piece of gaming news since I started this channel dropped this morning. And oh, I wanted to make an emergency video so bad. I wanted to talk about it. My mind's been racing, just emotional roller coaster, just all day, man. I've had so much time to process this. And if you haven't heard already, Sony announced this morning that in 2028, they will no longer release physical media. No more discs, no more games, physical games for PlayStation starting in 2028. Let's just, real quick, for those who haven't heard the news yet, let's just go over this just real quick. As consumer preferences and the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical disc to digital, physical game disc production for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued starting January 2028. So, I haven't even actually read this myself yet until just now. January 2028. So we have like one year left, 1.5 years left of physical games on PlayStation. Following this date, new games will be available on the PlayStation Store and at retailers. Oh, that's cool. In digital formats only. This transition has no impact on games that are already released or will be releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format. This is the natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt to the consumer trends as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical discs. Yeah, okay. That sounds a little gaslighting if you ask me, but I don't know. Maybe the casuals, I guess. The transition will enable us to align more closely with how most of our community prefers to access and plays games today. We'll continue to prioritize our resources to drive innovation and how players can access games and provide choices as where players prefer to purchase new games, whether that's at retailers or at the PlayStation Store. We remain committed to delivering a world-class gaming experience to our friends, and we thank you for the continued support. And also announced was the PlayStation Store for the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita. Those are actually closing as well. And so there's just been so much to process because I've talked about this on the channel so much that the digital future is coming. And this story, I feel like, culminates so much of what I've been talking about on this channel. Like the digital future, the crash of the gaming industry, how I don't trust a comfortable PlayStation, and how I think that Nintendo is going to be king with the Nintendo Switch 2 just being the ultimate modern gaming platform. And yeah, if you want to keep up with those discussions, make sure you subscribe. But yeah, I just have so many thoughts. I wanted to make an emergency video earlier today. I was just so just crazy at the time, but I think things have, they've mellowed out. The reality's kicking in, and I don't know. I'm very glad that I haven't chose to collect for the PlayStation 5. I have some videos pre-recorded coming out of just some purchasing decision I made. I've canceled some PlayStation games and bought the game key cards. And like Resident Evil 9, I bought the game key card. And something about it, I just haven't trusted PlayStation. Yeah, the game's full on disc on the PS5, and there's so many people out there that's vote with your wallets. Don't buy the game key card. If it's a game key card, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy the PlayStation 5 version. And what did those voting with their wallets get them? All digital PlayStation. And I don't know, the game key card with Nintendo, I just trust Nintendo so much more. They put their games full on card. I don't know, the game key cards, so many people are calling them the bad guys and greedy, and I want to see that energy for PlayStation right now. I mean, this, don't get it wrong. This is going to all be about dynamic pricing going on. Once the games are no longer physical and there's no more retail option, there's no secondhand market. You have to buy the game on the PlayStation Store. Digital retailers, we'll see how long that lasts. But if you buy a lot of games, the games are going to be $80. I mean, sure, over the course of the PlayStation 6 life cycle, we're probably going to see a $100 game. And those games are going to be $80 to $100. And if you buy a lot of games, they're gonna be $80 and $100. You're gonna be paying full price because they're gonna price gouge you. Now, if you haven't been buying any games and you're a PlayStation user just playing a free to play game or something, maybe that $80 game they give you a special deal. You can have it for $50 because PlayStation knows or Sony knows that either they're going to make $50 from you or not. You're not buying it for $80. Maybe we can advertise it to you for $50 and target this one person who's not spending money on the store and get them to spend money. Let's just take every user, that they don't even call them players, every user, and extract as much money from them as possible. And that is what the all digital future is truly about. And on top of all that, they announced this news just days after there was this incident with PlayStation's, like, if you bought digital movies, I'll never buy a digital movie. But if you bought digital movies on the PlayStation, they ran out of licenses for like 500 movies and they've been revoked. And so if you owned them, they're just gone. And this has happened with Amazon with Kindle with books. Like I know that's been a thing. Surprisingly, that hasn't happened with games yet. But someday that's probably going to happen. And Sony, of all people, like, I don't know, just cannot trust Sony. They used to be good, man. Remember the Xbox One when they did that handoff? Like, this is how you share games. Like, Sony was on top. They were on top with the PlayStation 5. And look what they did. They got comfortable. We talk about Nintendo greed. PlayStation got the top of the world. They got comfortable and then they got greedy. Like, this is absolute peak greed. And they want to save costs on the physical games and everything. And I don't know. I'm sure that the publishers and like the Capcoms, the Square Enix, they're profit maxing. They probably don't want to spend the extra money on disc, no matter how little it is, even if it's a penny per disc. At scale, that's a significant amount of money. I'm sure, like however much they sell and produce or whatever. I don't know. Game key cards. It seems like to me, it's always seemed like these games from these publishers, like they will never not do a game key card. If there's no game key card, they're not going to do like full on cart, even if it costs a couple extra dollars more. It would just be full digital. And what happens when it's full digital, like the days of the digital sales, once we're in all digital future, oh, how good the Steam sales are, how good this, all these sales are, that's going to go away and it's going to be way more targeted, way more advertised. And like these companies have infinite growth. They're not going to stop making money, especially when Sony's having to shut down these studios, having all these live service fails like Concord, they're losing money. They got to remake it somewhere. And it's going to be in that all digital future. And I don't know, it's almost all but confirmed that the PlayStation 6 is going to be a full digital console. And I just have less and less faith that they're even going to have an optional disc drive to just play your backwards compatible PS4 and PS5 games. It might just be like, too bad, so sad. Like, if you have the digital versions, cool. If you only have the physical ones, well, we have the shop and you can rebuy them. I don't know. Xbox is doing this thing though. I've talked about this one before, but so The Verge is reporting that Xbox is testing disc to digital feature that digitizes a physical game collection. I hated this idea when they announced it because it seemed like that you were going to digitize the game and then like the disc would be useless and you have to throw it away. It would create a lot of waste. But this is saying that it works with Xbox One and Series games. And you get a digital entitlement tied to a specific disc. It can move from account to account if you swap disc with another person. The discs will work after being digitized. Okay. And then you only lose the digital entitlement if you loan or sell the disc to someone. I actually don't hate this at all. And I would love this. When I buy a 4K movie, it comes with the 4K disc, the Blu-ray disc, and it comes with the digital code. And so like you can buy the physical movie, but then you can like watch it digital and add it to a digital library. I actually like haven't even redeemed many of the digital codes. I don't care about them. Like I want the 4K disc for a reason. But I don't hate this if I have the physical game, especially when the games are approaching $80. Like why not give the physical game and a voucher for the digital so that way like yeah, maybe I don't want to swap the disc and just there's no reason not to include the code if you're already paying for it. Like a digital game costs nothing, right? It's just data. And if someone's already bought the physical version, why not just give them a voucher for the digital version if they have the physical one? Yeah, as we're approaching like higher game prices, why not do that? So yeah, the digitizing, I don't hate that, but of course they're doing the digitizing because the next Xbox is going to have physical games. So we're not going to have physical games on the next Xbox. We're not going to have physical games on the PS6. I mean, maybe like Sony can do some kind of digitizing thing like this as long as it does still work. Like, I guess that's one way to migrate stuff over to the PS6. But again, the PS6 and the Xbox, these consoles are going to cost probably like $1,500. Like, yeah, at least 1,000 minimum. I'm sure there's going to be like the good version is going to be like 1,500. There's probably more price increases from now until they actually launch. And then just like, again, like, 1 terabyte versus 2 terabyte version. Maybe one doesn't even come with a controller, like what Valve's pulling with the Steam machine. And yeah, if that Steam machine costs 1,500 for the good version, what's the PS6 and the Xbox going to cost? And I don't know. I've been thinking about this all day. I'm just like, wow. Like at first, I'm like I'm not going to buy the PS6, but I'm like, man, uh, I'm in my 30s. Sometimes I feel old. Sometimes my body hurts, makes me feel old. But I'm also pretty young. There's a lot of gaming left, and I'm a gamer before a collector. Part of me, because I have kids, like they're probably gonna want a PS6. And here's the thing about consoles right now: is the cheapest time to buy them is right when they come out. Now they're going up in price, so I can't trust that when the PS6 launches that it's gonna go down in price. And it's gonna sell out because of scalpers and everything. Now the PS6, yeah, I have the OLED TV. I have the sound system. Like that's what I like about PS5. That's why PlayStation 5 has been my third party console to get those best graphics, to get use out of my system. And like someday I hope to get like even a better TV and a better sound system. And then like the PS6, like I do like playing games that have awesome graphics and really show off the system. Yeah, I like that about Spider-Man and GTA 6, that looks awesome, but they're now saying that on PS5 it's not even going to hit 60 frames per second. So it's like, why even buy that game at launch? It's going to be broken. It's not even going to they're basically like setting up like, it's gonna be 15 years till GTA 7, so the real good version of GTA 6 isn't gonna be coming out till the PlayStation 6. But it's like, and so like, yeah, my kids, they're probably gonna grow up, and if this like console is gonna come out in a couple years, and like eventually like they're gonna become like 10 years old or something and want a PlayStation 6, and that's gonna be the cool hot thing. And who am I to like rob them of that childhood? It's like, no, you can't get the PlayStation 6. There's no physical games, and it's like, Dad, you don't understand. Like, who cares? And like, yeah, maybe I don't understand that, but at the same time, so like, I don't know. I'll probably get one, but here's the thing: I'm no longer gonna have like PlayStation be where I trust my library. I've been collecting for the Nintendo Switch 2. Like something about the Switch 2, I've been seriously collecting for it, even with game key cards. Like I don't know. With the game key cards, I'm not worried about the server shutting down anytime soon. Like right now, it's what PlayStation 3 came out in 2006. So it's been 20 years, and they're finally shutting down the store, and they said that you're still going to be able to download your purchases for this foreseeable future. And the way I look at the Switch 2 is like game key cards just started now, and the Switch 2 is probably going to be around for 8 to 10 years before, I'm hoping, honestly, the Switch 3. I hope we just have kind of another boring upgrade, because there's still area for improvement when you compare the Switch 2 to like the PS5 and of course the PS6 when that comes out. And as long as there's a key card slot on the Switch 3, we reset the clock, that 20-year clock. I'll be in my 40s, and then the Switch 3 comes out, and if it still has that key card slot where you can play Switch 1 games and Switch 2 games, and the eShop's still up, and I can still get my game key cards downloaded, then I'm not worried about it, because by the time like any of that gets shut down, like I don't know if my hands will work. I might be dead. Like I don't know. And so I would just rather have those consumer rights of being able to sell it, let someone borrow it, to be able to buy it on sale at retail. I love buying my games at Best Buy. I get 5% like back in rewards. It's not like straight cash back, but eventually get like a $5 off. So I love that. It's like a little 5% discount every time I buy games. You can only get that in retail. So Walmart, they've been doing it on the Switch. They've been pricing their physical games $10 less if you pre-order, just to be competitive in the retail space. But when everything's digital, you're not going to get that as much. And I don't know. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'll probably end up trying to get a PS6. It's going to sell out because of the scalper culture. And yeah, there might be like, I might want to play like Spider-Man 3. There might sure, GTA 6. That looks like an awesome game. There might be like just some games I really want to show off the graphics. But for the most part, the library I'm investing is just going to be Nintendo Switch 2. It's physical. I can share it amongst my family and get that experience. It's just all around cheaper. Like the Switch 2 is like $500. I'm sure it's gonna go up to $550. But it's gonna be way cheaper than the PlayStation 6 or this next Xbox. I just trust Nintendo more. They're actually putting their games full on cart. They can't really control what other people are doing. But again, some people are saying like, if they didn't give them the option to do game key cards, then they have no choice but to put full on cart. But that's so wrong. They would do all digital. Um, and I don't know. I'm not like huge into conspiracy theories, but like I feel like that the timing of this with the GTA 6 announcement, I feel like it was just so intentional and calculated and planned. Like GTA came out and it's just like that game is a code in a box. And they know this game's gonna be so big, it's gonna be the biggest entertainment launch in history where they can push the boundaries. $80 game, lock content, really make it a $100 game. Code in box at retail when I don't know why people aren't talking about why that game isn't a game key disc. There's no reason why it can't be a game key disc. They want to stop leaks and stuff. Like you still have to download it from the server, and there's just no reason why they can't put code, even in like a physical game, that it has to check the server for a time. It's like, oh, like how many games are always online? If it's a digital code and box game, it's always online anyway, because you have to be online to access the game. So it's just like do something like that. To stop leaks, or just like don't worry about pre-install and just you get the game key disc and you can't download it from the server until the game comes out. Like this has nothing to do with that. Like they could have done a game key disc, but they didn't. They did a code in a box. And so much of the discourse around GTA 6 being all digital has been cringe. I've just the people defending it on the other side, telling people like, get over like physical discs. Like it's been all digital for a while. Like get with the future, get with the times. It's all digital. Like, it's just so dumb because these people are gonna like just end up complaining that they're poor because of how expensive gaming's gonna be becoming, and like I don't know, they don't understand like where this is really going, and it's all about like Sony making money. And so there's been all this defending about it and not caring. There's like, this is GTA 6, it's been taking 14 years, yeah, it's all digital, who cares, like this is the landscape anyway. Like, and then like right after, a couple weeks after, Sony's like, it's all digital now. And yeah, those people, they're probably gonna just keep defending this whole thing and not care anymore. And it's just like, I don't know, for $1,500 for a PlayStation 5 and Xbox, this is no longer like a casual thing, right? And the casual people, the casual gamers, they're the ones who are buying digital mostly. But the consoles are being priced at a premium, targeting collector market who wants the games physical. And if the PlayStation 6 doesn't even have a physical disc drive, you can't even have boutique labels at that point, which I always thought that was going to be the future of where these games were going to go. Where like, yeah, I thought maybe they would do like game key discs and it'd be standard to not have the game full on disc, and that you'd have a boutique label, boutique limited run games. You'd have these companies that actually produce the physical copies. They're going to be more expensive, but if you want to collect, like you could have that option to collect physical. But this is really giving the signals that the PlayStation 6 isn't even going to have the option to collect physical. And yeah, I don't think they want that. I think because anytime you buy something physical outside of PlayStation or the store, PlayStation doesn't make money. They probably don't make money off of the limited run release. And now a company like that, like Limited Run, that's probably a bad example. A lot of people don't like Limited Run. I've never bought a Limited Run game. But I pre-ordered the Rugrats one. That one looks cool. The Rugrats collection. I don't have it yet. But yeah, that's probably going to hurt a bunch of their businesses for physical media and stuff, because they don't have the option of like doing a deal to make a full physical version for a PlayStation 5. Like they're only gonna be able to do stuff on Nintendo Switch 2. And again, that's why Nintendo Switch is gonna be king. They're gonna have the best library of games, and they have a bunch on full on cart. There's a lot of Switch 2 games full on cart right now. And then you just have great banger third party games. Yeah, they're game key cards, but they're there and they're probably be around for 30 years to be able to be downloaded. And so I don't know. And then you have companies like Microsoft who, with Skyrim and Fallout, they release them as code in a box, but then they release Indiana Jones full on cart. And for some reason, Oblivion Remastered is coming out and it's going full on cart and it's sold out on Amazon. So I don't know with their data, they're just like no one wanted to buy the code on box version, but Indiana Jones did really good. It sparked hype because it was full on cart, and it really got the collector like flooding in for that game. I know like I haven't bought Indiana Jones yet, but like it's on my radar. I look at it. If that thing goes on sale, it's full on cart on Switch. Heck yeah, like I'll pick that up and add that to my library. Switch 2 is just going to have the ultimate library, and it's got the whole backwards compatible with Switch 1. And I just fully trust there's a better chance of this library being able to be played on Switch 3 when that most likely comes out again. Like you can really see like what a Switch 3 could be capable of. It's not going to be anything fancy or like crazy different, but I think it's going to be just a spec upgrade. But as long as I can do those cards, then the library feels safe, and I can still invest in my physical library. Yeah, I'm just so glad I never invested into a physical PS5 library because, like, I don't know what are you gonna do with it. Uh, you're just stuck on the PS5, and prices are going up. It's gonna be hard to repair over time, and like PS6 isn't even gonna be a backup. I don't know, man. And just like with this whole roller coaster thing, part of me just I don't know. It almost like feels freeing. Like, yeah, I was talking about how like yeah, I might actually buy a PS6, just like realistically. But I'll probably only play it for a select few games. So many people will not justify buying a $1,500 console for just a couple of games. I really hope it has a detachable disc drive so I can play 4K Blu-rays on it. I worry about the future of 4K Blu-rays when it comes to Sony since they're not making discs for games anymore. But I don't know if the movie market really affects them the same way that the game market does with their game store where they can make more money if you do buy it digitally. But yeah, it feels freeing in a way. The whole debate of do I buy the game on PS5 because it's full on disc or do I buy it on Switch 2 even though it's a game key card, but this is where I actually want to play the game, or just like it is full on card on Switch 2 but PS5 has better graphics so I should get the better version. Like I don't know, that goes away. I've already decided Switch 2 is where I'm doing my modern gaming collecting, and I feel like I made the right choice. Uh and I don't know if like modern gaming does crash. Like I don't know, I've always been a two console person, or I've been three console even with the Xbox, PlayStation, Switch. I've been like that a couple generations. I've always been at minimum two consoles. And I don't know if like PlayStation went away, if Xbox, if they just greet each other and burn each other to the ground. It's just like I don't know, like if modern gaming just stopped, then I would just go back retro and I would just keep gaming. I always dabble in retro. I've done it on this channel, but like that the amount like I've done on this channel, like you can just multiply that by like every year of my life. I've always played like a bit of retro. And every time I play retro, I'm just like, man, there's so many more games I want to play and replay, like games I missed out, games I want to replay in the retro space, but I don't have time because brand new games are coming out. Star Fox is coming out. I kind of want to make time and play the Halo campaign evolve. Actually, like I did just flip on that a little bit. Gears of War E is coming out. GTA 6 probably won't play that at launch, but Zelda Ocarina of Time remake, Final Fantasy 7 Revelations, a new Stellar Blade. I want to play these games, and it's like, yeah, that's like I want to play those games genuinely. It's not like it's not necessarily like a FOMO. Like I don't have to play them day one, but like I genuinely want to play those games. Resident Evil 9, Code Veronica, Pragmata, and so it's like when do I make time to play the retro games? And it's like if modern gaming just stopped, if it just got so bad, and there's like $1,500 console, $100 games. Like I have my limits, right? I don't know. Like I might buy a PS6, I might not. But definitely only buying one versus like Switch 2 where we're going to have four in the family and there's going to be docks all over the TV and it's just so much more flexible for playing the games versus this one super expensive console that can only buy digital games that I never will feel safe about it. It doesn't feel like I'm working towards like a retirement plan or anything like that. They're going to come up with some way to, I don't know, you can't download your games on the PS4 anymore. They're going to do some way to get you off the old consoles and onto the new ones because I don't know, they're mostly a hardware company. The God of War trilogy. Why should I spend $1,500 on a console and $100 for the God of War trilogy digital only? And maybe that comes out on PS5, right? Like there's gonna be still PS5 games coming out after 2028, but they're just all gonna be digital. But why buy that when I can hook up the PS3 right now and play my PS3 versions? Whether it be on that TV, maybe I put the PS3 on the OLED. That could be cool. I don't know if that's gonna look too stretched or what. Might need an upscaler for that, but I'm sure I would love the PS3 God of War, especially the way they are, like the nostalgia, the vibe. I'd probably love it, and I honestly might like it more. And I don't know, this whole thing with the expensive consoles and the games and the digital only. It's like, yeah, why invest that so much? I mean, they really need a killer game for me again. I'm not gonna buy the PS6 for just third party stuff. It would literally just be for PlayStation exclusives I- that just I don't know and if I can somehow bring like I have a lot of digital games, so if I can bring those over, it could be cool. I might want to experience like those top graphics or something. Maybe like an F1 video game, like with a simulation or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, Nintendo Switch 2, it just seems like they're going to be king, man. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that are just going to be priced out of these high consoles, these casuals that are buying these digital games. Um, why would they spend $1,500 and I don't know, and the $100 games when you can just buy the Nintendo Switch 2, and then physical collectors, they're probably going to be going to Nintendo Switch 2 now because you can actually there's actually lots of physical on cart games there. So I don't know. So I feel like Sony really are shooting themselves in the foot, and I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it. It's weird. It's I don't know, bittersweet. It's just like we knew this was coming. It's just roller coaster of emotions today, where it's just like it's finally happening. It's happening faster than we thought, but I don't know. The whole idea of like the gaming industry crashing and modern gaming just going away, it just feels so freeing. Like that would be so much fun just to enjoy retro games and all of that. So I don't know. I'm never gonna stop gaming, and I don't know. It's exciting. It's almost like I can't even see like a PS7 happening. I don't know, but we'll see what happens in the future. Like the video if you liked it, but there's nothing to like. I made so many videos like this. There's nothing to like about it, and um, yeah, I feel like I've been all over in this video. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if I've talked myself in circles or something. But this is a big day. This is a big day. We're on ground zero right now, and it's not getting better. Voting with the wallet didn't work. I don't know. Maybe a lot of people voted digital, I guess, but I don't buy it. I don't buy it the same way uh, that they can't have options, right? Like you can totally have options. You can have that optional disk drive. You can have the more expensive physical, and I'm sure you'll sell it. I see it in the 4K movies all the time with the collectors and like the smaller print runs and the steel books only. People are paying $80 for a single movie because they're collectors, and I'm sure like gamers would go even harder than that. But I don't think that's what this is about. This is about making more money, and that's what they would do. So, Greed Station 6 coming out 2028. See you guys there later.